Hi everyone, very good evening. Welcome to SIEM Intelligence. Right, I am Vishnuvardhan Chandapatla. I am the course instructor for this particular course, that is Certified Cyber Threat Hunter, Advanced Threat Hunting Professional, whatever people call as something like, I simply say the threat hunting, the master of threat hunting. Okay, so I can say this particular course is something like, one of the most beautiful course, I can say, with respect to those who are something like, more interested towards you know threat hunting kind of stuff, right? So those who want to travel in a dark road and identifying some loop, you can say you simply identifying some, holes and the dirty road on the dark side of your area. So this is very, I can say very adventurous and very most, I can simply say very ambitious towards your analysis, right? So never don't waste our time to thinking about all these. So prior to that, we'll have a small intro about our organization, SIEM Intelligence. Then we'll go towards this particular demonstration, right? So our company, the SIEM Intelligence, one of the most leading IT security services and training provider company, offers a wide range of courses and training information related to cyber security and information security. We are one of the fast growing online security training company based out of India. We can say we have a large number of professional instructors and specialized experienced manpower, you can say, in terms of cyber and security, information security domains. Our instructor holds a wide range of accreditations like OSCP, CSSP, CHFI, and I am a CTAA and a CAH certified incident handler and certified threat analyst, right? So SIM is one of the most trusted and reliable training providers in information cyber security again, and we are generally giving a exceptional hands-on practical training to each individuals as well as corporates globally. Our goal is to train, mentor, and support your career in terms of cyber security. Our prime concern, our main motto is make India more cyber power. So as a startup, we took a pledge of understanding how to make our India more cyber, because you can say if you go back and see why we need to go towards this particular you know choose why we need to choose this particular IT security. See, there is a huge scarcity in the world where people are not there to handle this information security, because it's a very vast subject, and each and every domain, each and every part of your IT requires the security posture management. So it is very much important that we have to know how to handle the things in a better manner, so that we'll get a very good opportunity. Though people are in think of some people might be in think of there is a small recession kind of stuff is going on, or you can say there is a very limited kind of opportunities right now. It is not that too, it is somewhat, you can say, it is a gray area we can consider right away, but you can imagine the future is of only information security, because everything is leads to security, right? So so again, I am Vishnuvardhan. I'll be the course instructor for this particular cyber threat hunter. Now, prior to going to this, I'll just give a small intro about myself, and we'll have a sessions ahead, right? So I'm a postgraduate. I'm a triple masters basically. I did my multiple post graduation. One is from IT. One is on IT. One is in information security and forensics. That from one is from Punjab Technical University, and another one is from University of University of Madras. And presently I am doing my PhD. I already put up my papers in terms of cyber forensics in information security related to quantum technology along with the cyber forensics. right? So I am holding various certifications. I am a pioneer of EC Council as well as Red Hat certification, because I completed my architecture in Red Hat, and I have a huge certifications from EC Council. I am a CES certified version 9, 11, ENSA version 2. I am a threat analyst, investigator, and incident handler too from in EC Council, and I have a very vast experience in SOC environment. I am also an auditor. I have a certification of ISO 27001 lead auditor, and also I am an IBM Curador or analyst architect. I have also some of the few certifications from CompTIA, that is Network Plus and Security Plus. Right. So these are some of my certification, and I have an experience of 18 out of the 13 exclusive experience in your IT security, and presently you can say I am working as a chief chief security analyst in this particular Azure and directory services for a data center communications. So during my career, I have gone through so many various domains where I worked for system administration, network log management, network security management, network configurations, and I have implemented so many backup services like NetVault, ComVault, and data service security services like Seclore, and you can say one of the drive solutions, that is Voltice. So I have gone through so many certifications, and in services I have implemented most of the services, more than 20 plus services in the data services, and I have gone through so many SOC services, because I was worked as a SOC operations where I deal with the Curador. So I have a very vast knowledge in Curador, Splunk, as well as Wazoo, and also I have a very good area in terms of cloud native security thing, that is this particular Azure Sentinel too. So I do take training sessions of various SIEM technologies to do a SOC analysis and identification of threat and doing forensics kind of stuff since last 4 years. So this is a small and a small and brief introduction about me, and let's move on to the session, right? So the first and foremost, when we understand about the this particular certified threat hunter, basically regardless of which side of you are on, whether you may be a blue or a red team member, to understand a threat is most important, right? So whether you be a part of a blue teaming, red teaming, purple teaming, whatever the team you can consider in your IT security, you require a good understanding of what is threat actually, what is risk, and what is vulnerability. So similarly, what is actually threat, what is risk, and what is vulnerability, what is the interlink between these three operations, and also we should know about how to do, what is the meaning of basically threat hunting and a threat intelligence, because it is a vital if you want to be a complete information security, if you want to become a complete information security professional, it is most important area that we should know what is mean by threat intelligence as well as threat hunting, right? You cannot be experienced defender without good knowledge of how to attack techniques. So you can say you go and deal with any n number of network security devices, various areas, but if you don't know a knowledge of good tactics, techniques, and procedure, as well as various threat hunting capabilities, if you don't know, so you cannot hunt basically for the known as well as unknown threats, right? That may be a known or unknown or a hidden threat, right? So this particular cyber threat hunting program is actually designed to provide to the information security professionals, you can say, with the skills necessary not only to have a proactive hunt, but also become a good pen tester too. So here you can utilize for both a red teaming as well as a, blue teaming area, where people can understand how to identify a threat, now how to hide from that particular activity. So if you are a red team member, now how to make the blue teaming, how to bypass the blue team and all, that is your concern area. So you have to know this. Okay. So to have to do this particular training, we require some prerequisites. So we should have a basic knowledge on network protocols like TCP, UDP, ARP, ICMP, or you can say DNS ports. There are some protocols that we require to know a basic, and we should not have an understanding of a basic information security. If you are already working in this particular environment, more than surfaces, right? Now the question comes, to whom, to actually who should take this particular course kind of stuff, right? So those who are more interested towards malware analysis, incident response, penetration testing, digital forensics, information security consultant or an auditor, or you can say SOC analyst or an engineer, who is interested or in threat hunting and threat intelligence. So these are the people required to know this particular cyber threat hunting program, right? So let's we generally need to go ahead with the module process. So during this particular understanding, we'll go understand about the first introduction about threat hunting. Now, what is a threat hunt? What is a threat hunt? Why it is necessary for our organization or our life, or in a day-to-day life? We will going to understand about the need of threat hunting and its importance. What is the purpose of major purposes, like what are the different scope of threat hunting capabilities, and what are the things, and what is the importance of this particular threat hunting, so that you can easily remediate proactively, right? The attack will be remediate. Now even you can block it itself. Instead of remediate, you can simply block the attack, and there is no chance of getting attacked, right? The concept of what is mean by active defense techniques, what is mean by active defense techniques, that we are going to understand in this particular area, right? So what are the skills are needed for threat hunting? So if you want to become a threat hunter, so what are the minimum requirements that we require to know? What is the meaning of cyber threat hunting life cycle? We are going to understand about the life cycle of cyber threat hunting and a cyber threat hunter. Okay, the benefits as well as the challenges, because as I said at the first word itself, so there is something known as the threat hunting is all about you are just targeting a dark side with a you are just simply hitting a bull in the dark. So we don't know where is that particular bull, but we'll keep on hitting some arrows towards the bullseye, right? So we don't have that particular, but if we get, that means we are successfully. We simply catch by using some various techniques, right? So now we're going to understand about the module 2. We're going to understand the methodologies. Now what is mean by methodologies? First, what is actually threat hunting and all. After completion of this particular area, we'll go towards what is mean by breach. What is mean by a breach? Breach means there may be some sort of blind areas, right? There may be some sort of blind area where people can get into your organization. So that is called the area where breach happens. So we will identify the assumption of breach. So we will identify the blind spots of our organization where people can able to breach, so that prior to that we will patch those areas. So we will understand what is meant by assumption of breach. Then we will understand about crown jewel analysis. The most important, that is identifying of your vital points and vital areas of your organization and important assets. That is what there is something known as uh, there is a terminology. I'll just take a small paint. Mm, just give me a minute. Yeah. So it's not yet. It got hanged. Let's say. Okay. So how many of you know a pyramid of paints? Pyramid of pain. So it is clearly, it is directly, I can say, vulnerability is a weakness. Yes, weakness we can consider. Yes, what you are saying is Rangan. You are right. Yeah, Vijay. Just a minute. Yeah, yeah. So there's a concept called, pyramid of pain. Similarly, crown jewel. That is CJA is this is we can say pyramid of pain, right? So here there are some few areas we will generally simply, so going from this area to this area is very, it's very difficult in the pyramid of pain. Similarly, we have, we have 1,000 assets, and out of that we are identifying and we are narrow down some important assets, something like 5 assets. Out of 1,000 assets you are narrowing down 5 assets and you are watching and monitoring this area, right? So in this particular area, to identifying IPs, signatures, domains, or some software kind of stuff, it's very difficult. If you go up, identifying IPs, signatures are very easy. If you try better, you can easily identify your domain names and all. So identifying of software kind of stuff still somewhat trouble, but you can achieve. But the TTPs, we here we consider tactics, techniques, and procedures. That is more difficult in this area to identify, right? So we always focus on POP to identify the TTPs too. This is what? This is reactive. We consider this is reactive. Also we consider, incident handling or a response. Here we are identifying some specific narrowing, you can say narrow down of your some assets and monitoring and putting more security so that the attack may not happen to this. This is known as crown jewel analysis. So we will discuss what is mean by these things and what is the difference between POP, that is a pyramid of pain, and a crown jewel analysis. It's exact. This is reactive and this is proactive. So this considered as an incident response and this considered as a threat hunting. This is the main area that we are going to identify, right? So similarly, we are going to have,
Basically, Vishnu,
yeah.
cronjal concept is using on the audit perspective. Am I right?
Not
Because
only the audit prospect where the governance come into the picture, right? Will use
yeah,
crown jewel, right? When there is a IT governance is considered to be as a crown jewel, identifying of your, IT assets, very important IT assets and all. Similarly, in threat hunting process also there is a crown jewel analysis is there to identify your vital areas and vital services of your organization, where we will put more focus and putting more hardening of the services, or we are generally identify and make more robust so that the attack will not be happens at all. So that is the scope of crown jewel analysis. So this is a threat hunting methodology to identify. This is known as pre-attack methodologies, right? So pre-attack analysis.
No, no. Basically, the pyramid of pain is used by threat hunting people
Pyramid
because
of pain. Okay, pyramid of pain will identified by incident handling people. Okay.
no, 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 no. Incident handle people don't be writing rules on the basis of TTP based rules. So the guys who writes the rules on the TTP base are called the threat hunters because it's a kind of retro hunting.
Sorry, may I know who is speaking? Very
This
sorry.
is Vijay.
Hi Vijay. Okay. So, what is mean by threat hunting basically? First of all, I'm
It's a
not. This is a small debate on it, guys. Don't worry. Threat hunting is something known as you are hunting an unidentified attacks. Okay. Okay.
okay, okay,
Unidentified attacks. Okay. The first condition says this is not an identified attack. This is unidentified attack. Now, what are TTPs? TTPs are known attacks, already known attacks which are already available in your MITRE attack, okay, MITRE framework, okay. Now what you are doing, this particular TTPs will already there in a MITRE framework according to your organization per se. Let's say your organization is using some cloud services. Let's say there is a Kubernetes, okay. There is a Kubernetes services that you are running. Now if you want to impose some security or you can say security analysis rules. Now will you go for doing unidentifying attack? You start going for hunting? No, right? You first go to your MITRE framework, identifying your posture and identifying various kind of attacks and the detection methodologies and the remedial methodologies already that are available in your MITRE framework. This is what activity this is. We are preparing ourselves. This is incident handling part is first area, right? Preparation, where we are preparing for our detection and remediation of condition. Whereas this CJA is where crown jewel analysis, we have some assets. We are doing the same, but we are narrow downing of your assets so that the vital areas we are putting more focus to not get attacked. So TTP is generally used for reactive practice and this particular CJA is used for proactive purpose. So I am not claiming what you are saying is also right. Threat hunting people follows the TTPs to identify various characteristics of APTs. Now what is APT? Advanced persistent threats. Those who are having a variety of you know you can say behavioral. See, when I go towards, let's say I'll take a good understanding MITRE framework, right? So I'm going towards MITRE. So let's say if I am a threat hunter, and identified one attack over here, let's say there is a exploitation for credential access. I found the let's say this is my let's say uh, yeah, exploitation credential access, and there are some mitigation areas and there are some detection areas. Now if I detect this particular thing, let's say this is my detection methodology. Now I got to know this is my detection. I am a threat hunter. No, because it's already proven there was an attack was happened somewhere by someone, which is I am only detecting by using the MITRE framework, because all these are pre-planned and pre-set up by a various knowledge base from various areas. They are already placed at this area, right? So this is never considered to be threat hunting. Whereas I found some suspicious activity in my area where it doesn't have a normal behavior, it doesn't have any MITRE attack technique or a tactic. Earlier we did not face, because we always focus to identify by using MITRE attack framework, right? Because MITRE attack is giving all bunch of techniques and tactics, and the detection and mitigation procedures are already placed here as a framework. It is very helpful for us to prepare ourselves to identify various threats. But whereas by seeing various, let's say, I'll go towards I'll go towards no, okay, 1 minute. There is some changes have been happened for this particular site. mm, yeah, groups. So we always, being a threat hunter, what we use, we always analyze these APTs, the behavioral process of APTs, and we'll view the threat navigation and see the threat navigation model, how an attacker attacks. Okay. Now, yes, of course, what you are saying is very right. We follow the TTPs to identify the behaviors of various other APTs and what kind of exploitation they are, or a method of exploitation. What is the cyber kill chain they are following? Okay. Cyber threat hunter's life is also remains same like a uh, we are not gods to identify. So you hardly identify one or two a suspicious activity in your entire life. You might, but you always rely on some of the navigations or something like MITRE kind of stuff. Most of the time you will get detected with this particular thing. So it's more than sufficient for us. But anyway, threat hunters is something like when there is a new technology comes, right? So the scope of threat hunting is there. That's the reason. So why we are here to, why we are there. So let's say there's an activity happen. Let's say there is an activity. Let's say there is a threat hunting needs to be analyzed. So how there is one organization. Let's say this organization has given some they found some suspicious activity, and they have registered or raised a complaint to someone. Now they unable to, they just found some suspicious traffic differences in their organization, but they are unable to identify. Now threat hunting as a threat hunter, you have to follow that particular content or whatever the suspicious activity, and you will do the triage of that particular area and identify the threat. This is what we know as a threat hunting analysis. We are going to identify in such a fashion only, right? So of course what you are saying is also very right, but in a threat hunting life cycle there are lot many stages. Okay, so we are not only do the direct threat hunting, we also do something known as identification of your MITRE and implementation. Incident response is also a part of threat hunting because the preparation starts at that area itself, right? So to mitigate, to detect, so we do preparation steps, right? In that area also threat hunting plays a vital role, right? So that's why, so I consider to be those who are a better incident handler can be a best threat hunter. Okay. So during this particular environment also, during the threat hunting, we'll also understand about what is incident response and digital forensics. There we'll understand about detection and analysis process, containment process, eradication process, recovery process, what is mean by threat analyzing and threat hunting. See the difference, the verses, threat analysis and threat hunting, right? What is threat hunter mindset with respect to digital forensics? What is the meaning of you know hunt what is the meaning of, you can say, the suspicious traffic hunting, irregular traffic, that is misused protocols, or half hops in packet management, or port, or half session management, let's say port application mismatches, web shells or other threats kind of stuff, URL or HTTP half responses, that is in responses only, sorry, in request not responses. Okay, and DNS request and the geographic abnormalities, we are concentrate on these areas, right? And we also understand about threat intelligence, know what matters. So from where we are going to get threat hunting life is something like very busy. We need to upgrade ourselves with a new kind of threat across the various areas, so that we need to keep on update ourselves by using various techniques. Something like we have to follow the threat intelligence sites, like you need to follow OTX, you need to go for something like, I have, something like, you can take IBM Exchange Exports, you can take Virus Total, and you have to go to any many threat intel forums, right? Like you have to go to Threat Connect, ATS, Alien Vault OTX, CRITS, that is collaborative research into the threats, MISP, you have to perform MISP, that is multi information sharing platform, so that you will keep on getting so much of IOCs as well as IOS, that is in indicators of compromise and indicators of attack. So our concern is to, being a threat hunter, our concern is to identify the IOS instead of IOCs. So now for proactive, see, reactive is what? As I said, incident handling, where people try to do detect with some rules, okay? Well, proactive is something like, you are putting IOS, you are identifying IOS and placing as a, denied areas. Like I'll take a good example. I'll take a SIEM solution here, okay, where I am putting all list of reactive. As a reactive, I got some IOCs, that is indicators of compromises. There is a possible chance of these might be some attacks or something. Now what I am doing, I am placing in the IOCs so that whenever someone is coming and doing the same activity, so that I can detect. I'll put it as my watch list or my reference sets, okay, so that it will automatically get detected as soon as someone is done somewhere, and the logs will be sent to this area. That means it is reactive, whereas proactive is something like indicators attack, that I come to know that these are my indicators of attack. So what I am placing in my firewall as a denied block list. I'll simply write this is my benign IPs, benign ports, or something which I'm directly put in the firewall itself. So I'm not taking in the chance to get to connect my area, because being a threat hunter, I found that these are my indicators of attack. So I'll never take a chance to get into my area. All my suspicious domains. So we used to get IOS from various already there are so many products which are already doing all these things. The threat intelligence plays a vital role, and it will give you IOCs and IOS accordingly. So once we do a proactive in firewall, so that the denied logs come, so that we can identify there was a try of attack. So when we identify try of attack, that means we are successfully we are successfully achieved. We are achieved our goal, right? As a threat hunter, we place the IOS, so someone has tried, and the log came as something like firewall denied. Firewall denied. This particular port, let's say 4444. So firewall denied this particular port, something like 4444. That means someone is trying to take some activity, something like you can take Metasploit exploitation. Generally happens over 4444 as a reverse proxy, or a reverse metapredator kind of stuff, right? So all those can be detected when this particular thing is placed as a proactive area, right? So all these things we are going to understand, and then we are going to understand about what is US CERT, what is mean by US Computer Emergency Response Team, CERT India, ISACS, that is Information Sharing and Analysis Centers, what is mean by Department of Homeland Security and Cyber Information Sharing and Collaboration Program. There are some organizations we need to know, so that we need to keep on update our database, right? Uh, See, Sophos firewall 4444 is see, this is not a register port. This is this is FML port. You cannot assume that Sophos firewall can only use this. From an endpoint prospect, I am talking. If someone is taking, okay, don't worry, right? So thereafter we'll understand about risk assessments. So what is mean by risk? Again, as I said, right? Threat, risk, and vulnerability. We'll discuss about threat versus risk versus vulnerability. We'll discuss all three things. Okay. Then threat intelligence overviews. What are the different threat intelligence capabilities? Threat hunting overviews. Advanced threat hunting overviews. What is the mindset of a threat hunter with respect to threat intelligence? Now the question comes with something like threat hunter mindset with respect to threat hunting, sorry, threat intelligence. What is mean by IOC editor, Open IOC, Cybox, the taxis, stakes, that is IOC indicators of compromise. We will discuss about this, and there is something known as IOCs, IOAs. Now the difference between indicators of compromise and indicators of attack, that we are going to understand in this particular module 6 kind of area, right? Thereafter, we'll go and understanding about terminology, as one of our friend Vijay said. We'll discuss about what is APT, TTP, pyramid of pain, cyber kill chain, diamond model. So there is some MITRE attack frameworks and all. These comes threat hunting terminology. So because it plays a vital role when you start working as a concept of threat hunt, right? We should know what is the behaviors of APT, TTP kind of stuff, right? Then we'll go and understand of the process preparing for the hunt. What is the hunter actually? How you can consider to be yourself as a hunter? What is mean by the data and the tools required for hunting, right? You require SIEM technologies, defender technologies, NDRs, EDRs, all that stuff that the data should be placed at one location and giving so many correlations kind of stuff, and identifying some context based hypothesis. How to create your hypothesis which is related to assumption of breach. How to start your hunt, confirming of your hypothesis, responding to that particular attack. Now the question is something like, let's say there is some suspicious attack, you found that whether there is an attack or not. First you will identify if that is there, or across the globe if something attack is happening, how the attack is happening, and how it is how added value to your organization, right? And what you have lesson learned in this particular process, that we are going to understand in particular module 8. Then we'll go towards network based threats. What is mean by network hunting with respect to network concepts, network devices and communication. What are the different tools? Wireshark will use something like various tools, like I'll use this ZenMap, Wireshark. How to hunt how to identify the suspicious packet management, or frames and all, right? Then we'll discuss about network technology review, tunneling techniques, data acquisition techniques, what is mean by JFlow, Qflow, and all those stuff that we will identify through the flow management, right? What is mean by tap and span technology to identify your data through the flow. Then the suspicious hunting of ARP, ICMP, that is you know address resolution protocol, ping, how to identify the different suspicious ping models. What is ping 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all 7, and TCP. What is session? In the session, what is mean by SYN attack, ACK attack? How you can identify the suspicious activity on that? DHCP pool relay, DHCP. You can consider to be how to do the DHCP spoof when the spoof is happening. Now, what kind of there is something DORA process. How DORA process breaks and getting suspicious activity, and in a DNS request, how DNS cache pointing happened and where the traffic hunt can be happen. So when you find any half packet of DNS or a DHCP or you can say anything. So now how you can start define the hunt there, right? Then we'll start understanding of DOS and DDoS activity kind of hunt. How can you identify that yes, this is a really a hunt? I mean, this is a possible chance of a DOS or a DDoS, right? Thereafter, we'll go understand about web-based, right? Domain, URLs, HTTP response and request, hunting for those things, right? Then we'll go and understand about endpoint host-based, threats like endpoint baseline identification, endpoint analysis. What are the different, hunting of Windows processors, Linux processors, file systems, various file system identification of resist field, and all other hunting methodologies by using your we generally use this internals for all these hunting kind of stuff, right? Then also identify about what is meaning of malware classification, malware delivery methods, how to identify what is mean by, you know how you can drive by download, we can say simple. So what is the common artifacts and what is the common activity of a major malware active, how it will go for self defense evasion, or you can go for persist, how a malware get persist, will identify that particular detection and analysis tools for that, right? What are the different malware persistent techniques, so that we can see why we are understanding the pre-known attack, so that we can identify the various type of, because as everyone knows, identification is a very I can say it's very tough task. Similarly, creation of tools are also very tough task to exploit. The red teaming, the TTPs plays a vital role to understand various attacks, right? Thereafter, we'll understand about host-based file names, file hashes, process, file changes, file integrity models, database read volumes, spells, how to identify spells in this particular read volumes, patching of unidentified patching, unexpected patches, brute force attack, and the privileges case. So these are some use cases that we'll take and start hunt accordingly, right? Then we'll do some analysis. So we'll take one of the SIEM. You choose whatever the SIEM you want. Let's say the best choose. I do choose a Curador, because I have a ready-made Curador with me. So I used to show how to log a Windows, how to log a Linux, what are the Windows event logs that you can see, that is triple SA. So how you can identify this triple SA, and what is 5W, that is what, when, who, and where, and how. So how this particular event can be extracted as a threat hunting activity, that is the 5Ws, and these are the triple SA, the system setup and security and application logs, how you can identify through by using a logging mechanism. Now what is mean by log rotation, log clearance, why it is required, and all, and how it will help us to identify in a threat hunting area, hunting with a PowerShell for any kind of sysmon activities. We'll use here we have given something like Splunk on DLK. Now if people are okay with the Splunk, I'll go with Splunk, or if you people want to see other things like Curador, Verzu, or any other thing, that I'll take one SIEM and I'll show you. Okay, right? And finally we'll discuss about various event IDs. What is mean by endpoint log analysis? So how to identify Windows event IDs. The most important, because why only I choose Windows event ID, because see what is mean by suspicious account usage, account creation. Yeah, okay, no worries, Jay Krishna. Will go with the Curador kind of stuff. There's no issue, right? Why we choose Windows? Because 80% of the organization uses 90% of the Windows. 80% of the organization uses 90% of Windows, right? So the we need to more focus on baselining of this area. We should know the event IDs. Most ready ID should be ready, because as a threat hunter you should have all the list of important IDs and standard process of attacks, right? So we should know what is mean by the suspicious password management, hashes, forged Kerberos keys, that is something golden tickets, or TGT, TGS tickets, TGS and golden tickets, silver tickets. So if this kind of thing happen, what event ID is generate? What is mean by RDP? And there is a network authentication, network expelled authentication. So there are so many things, and there is a process execution and a PowerShell execution, wmake, schedule task. If schedule task generated, then what kind of event generated, any service creation, any privilege escalation getting happen, something like gaining from normal user to the administrator is admin activities kind of stuff, right? And anyone accessing admin shares with a full privilege, like read and write policy on the event, that particular share. So all those, this particular list of things that will be given to you, of course, along with the discussion. So when this particular activity happen, what kind of event occurs and how we can detect from how a event looks like during that particular time, we'll discuss on that particular area. So this is modules of total, you can consider there are total 15 modules around, right? So I have not gone through exactly that particular thing, because yes, I think this is the entire process, right? Yeah, yeah. Actually, I have not gone through this, but I follow the same model, right? I follow the same model, right? I've just gone through on my own, but the same thing which has been placed here, right? Most of the things. And also we'll understand about what is mean by baseline, what is mean by, and even I'll give you, baseline Windows processes, what Windows, different Windows will be, Windows process will run when it is in idle condition, when it is in sleep condition, when it is in, what kind of process it will execute, as soon as it will get any, when it is out of sleep, that is when you are logged into the system, what process will execute on itself. So what is mean by Linux process, what are the different file structure of Linux, like we will discuss about ext3, ext4 kind of stuff, and squash fs. So we'll see about the file systems and file structure too, Linux file structure, so that you can able to understand. So if a user is jumping from one file structure to another, so let's say one folder to another folder, you have to come to know whether that particular user has that particular permission or not. And similarly, the registry, how to take a registry red shot, how to compare red shot, what are the different modifications that you identify, and all that you can come to know by using hunting process. We'll use some threat hunt tools like Sysmon, or you can say process execution, process hacker, process explorer, right? And there are some tools that we'll discuss, right? So these are the total, I think 15, 16, 16 modules that we are going to talk in a various areas, and you can take there's a various use cases. All the time I'll go with the use cases only, not like board theory model. I'll take a good scenarios. I'll go with the understanding capabilities, and I'll give you a very key information of each and every part of your areas, right? So this is the entire 16 modules that we are going to cover in 30 days, around 30 hours of entire sessions we are going to cover, and the sessions will be start from Friday onwards, that is 24th of this month, right? And the sessions will be same 8 to 9 every day. There is a 1 hour of session, and followed by you will get of course a set of keep on, you will give in task with some of the activities, so that you will come to know how to do those things, right? So we'll give you an opportunity to learn with a practical exposure. We'll give you a scenario, and we'll give you the scenario, and we'll tell you how to handle that particular scenario, how to hunt the scenario, and all that we will. And we'll do a reconcile, and then we'll do the a review meeting continuously, so that you can come to know various aspects, right? So if and all the sessions will be something like recorded. Of course, the each and every record sessions will be recorded, and it will be given to you at the end of the day itself. And all the sessions, the required documentation will be given, no doubt on that. So the documentation process, the recording sessions will be available on the drive all the time. If you miss the session, no worry, go to that, understand the scenario. If you understand it's okay. Otherwise, you come back and you ask the question, I will respond you back. No doubt on it, right? So we'll have continuous sessions from Monday to Friday, right? So any queries, guys? Any queries? If you have any queries, just let me know so that I can clear up here itself if you have any queries.
Hello,
Uh,
Vishnu.
hi,
This is Anil.
hi Anil. A very good evening.
Yeah, very good evening.
Yeah.
In order to take these, firstly, I'm a working professional as stock analyst. I have 1 year of experience there.
Okay.
So actually, what I will do in my day-to-day process is we'll use the SIM solutions and also uh, work on different attacks. We have SOPs and we do phishing analysis for a release request. So, but basically, blindly, I am follow the SOPs. I don't know. I don't have any background knowledge of networking. I know the what we talked about. Pyramid of pain and our TTPs. I know this kind of knowledge, but I don't know the core of networking. So in this model, you cover the that networking concepts.
Yeah. So in this particular area, we'll discuss about first the basic networking concepts. What are the devices and communication that are there? What are the different hunting this? As I said, Wireshark, and we'll take ZenMap kind of stuff and do angry IP. So there are some tools are there that will go with that, and we'll understanding what is a architectural understanding of a network, how to
Yeah,
identify.
on your screen I can see the ARP, ICB. I know
Yeah.
that the theoretical the theoretical part of those
you
protocols,
will you
but
will hunt for ARP difference. So what is ARP, address resolution protocol, which what it
yeah,
will do, it will do from uh, you know
it convert an IP address
IP
into
address to
domain.
MAC
Domain.
address. No, it's a
Yeah,
MAC.
yeah,
ARP is
MAC, sorry.
ARP is something like MAC to IP address. RARP is
Yeah,
something like IP address to MAC.
yeah,
So
reverse. Yeah,
while doing this ARP request for any IP address for
yeah,
any something like some let's say one MAC is requesting who is, let's say, 000 and 0B and 0C. Now let's say if it is continuously raising and no one is responding. Now there is an
okay.
example. Just I'm giving an example. Who is 000A, 0B, 0C, something. Uh,
I'm expecting any use cases
yeah,
you
yeah. We'll
teach
take
on.
use cases itself, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay,
we'll take. See, I'm just giving an example here. When
okay,
we
okay,
go towards the sessions, we'll take a art scenario in a realistic
okay,
manner. I'll take a scenario. Let's say XYZ organization is having this problem, and now how
okay,
can we solve that, right?
okay.
So that's how we will start up any scenario and we will complete it. Okay.
Yeah, I'm asking because I'm getting just boring this following SOPs. So
No,
I'm
no, no.
interested to learn
See,
coding
see,
the main
SOPs
concepts
are,
of it.
yeah, got it. I understood your approach.
Yeah,
The problem with the SOPs are something like there are very very short, very in short,
yeah,
and
yeah,
they will give you only precise manner what you need to do. Now why you
yeah,
need to do and all, there is no explanation over there. Okay.
yeah, yeah.
So now
That is my
here
concern.
here the why the SOP made like that. Let's say you take a scenario of SOP, you take a SOP. Now there is something what you need to do, they written. Now why you need to do is I'll explain. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
So you don't worry about, for every scenario I will take you what is the scenario and why, what you need to do, and why we need to do. So both the
Yeah,
things will
okay.
be covered. You don't worry. That's why we
And
discussed here
also,
the word called 5 W's: what, when, who, where, and how, and
yeah,
why we
okay,
need to do this. And the threat hunting starts from here. The threat
okay.
starts from here. Hunting starts from here.
Mine, one more question is, it is suitable to the person who possesses 1 year of experience in SOC, especially in SOC.
Yeah. So this is exclusively for SOC environment. Okay, first of all. The second is
Okay,
something like if you are very keen towards threat hunting, this is one of the very beautiful course. I can simply say.
okay,
So for this,
yeah,
there is a small prerequisite that you should have a basic knowledge of what is information security, as I already said.
okay,
And if you have
yeah,
a good knowledge on a malware kind of thing, there is an add-on
yeah,
malware,
okay,
threat
okay,
intelligence, and all. There is an add-on. What is
okay,
if you know what is incident response, incident handling, and all, then those are add-ons so that you can address these threat hunting very fast. Okay.
yeah.
Otherwise,
As of
also
my,
I can. Yeah, please.
I know that the concepts of cyber kills and method incident response,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
the my concern is it's a totally a theoretical part. So that's my concern in order to. I mean, I want to in a practical approach.
See, each and everything with a use cases method only. Okay. This is
Okay,
always a use case method. There is no theory or a definition that I am going to tell. So of course the definition will be explained, but the definition is not mean that I'll go with the uh, uh, that is possible. Don't worry. Okay. So
yeah.
I'll go with the use case method and will explain about the thing very prior whatever the things that are there, right? That
And one more question is, what is the duration of this course, and what are the timings? Because as a SOC analyst, I will work on rotational shifts. So, is any recorded sessions will be available for us?
okay, very good. So the sessions will be something like 26 hours to 30 hours. I can assure you that
Okay,
within 30 hours the sessions will be over. Most of the time it will be something like I do try to cover within 24 to 26 hours generally.
okay, okay,
I have done so many times, so I know what are the things to be taken care and what are the we are quite professional. We are point to point, right? It's not
okay.
like I'll take something and keep on dragging. There is no dragging and
Mm-hmm.
one kind of stuff is not there. So I'll
Yeah,
be
okay,
very particular about what we need to done, what are the things are available, what we need to done, why we need to do. That's it.
okay,
So we'll go with the precise manner and each and everything will be covered and all will be in something like 30 within 30 hours I'll try to come and the sessions will be 8 to 9 p.m.
okay.
every day 1 hour and it will be from Monday to Friday.
Yeah, okay,
Okay, this is all from Monday to Friday. Let's say you are not available, you are in shift. Let's say you are not available for 1 hour. No worry, we'll provide the recording sessions. Every day recording sessions will be available like this. I can show you a general drive. See, so there are so many courses already going on. These are the batches going on for various incident handling, Azure Sentinel, QRadar, and QRadar admin implementation. There are various courses are going. So you can consider, let's say, this is admin and implementation. See, they recently started, so there are 4 only. So if I go back, let's say this one. See,
yeah, okay,
so every day day wise. So the total 41 sessions, everything is available over here. See. From 8, the previous sessions are deleted because it is already uploaded. This is my area, right? I do upload like this, and the team
yeah,
will be uploaded to another drive, and they will give it to you. Okay?
yeah, okay, sure.
Yeah. So this is how, and even the this one also, this particular page also I do upload because this is all the rough kind of stuff which I used to write, right? I do even provide that also. You can see here. See, there is a PNG which I went for some rough explanation for the explanation purpose and all. See, so this is
Yeah,
how.
okay,
So you don't worry about anything. So you even the rough notes may have some important, while you want to note down something, right? That will be always over here. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. So
And
the yeah.
yeah, yeah, go on.
Anything more, Anil?
Uh, Good evening, Vishnu.
Yeah, may I know
One,
Oh,
yeah,
one
yes,
the
minute.
yes.
Oh, 1 minute, Rangan. We'll discuss. Okay. Yeah.
May I know what is the fee structure for particular
Yeah,
course?
thank you so much. Please contact our admin team. The details have been given in the this area. I will show it. So please contact this WhatsApp number. The management will take about this particular details and all. Please contact once. The Rohan is there. He will discuss. Otherwise, you can mail us info@cementlessons.com.
Yeah.
We'll contact back you. Okay. Or you
Yeah.
can
Okay.
please contact on that number. We will address you. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you,
Yeah.
Vishnu.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Hi Rangan.
Yeah, good evening, Vishnu.
Yeah. Good
Vishnu,
evening.
like as part of this training, what are the technologies and products that will be covered for this network-based hunting and endpoint-based hunting?
Uh, Basically, we'll go with there are some for threat hunting and all. We'll go with forensic tools. Basically, will for threat hunting, while doing the threat hunting, we'll take some forensic tools, and for logging and all that, we'll take QRadar. I'll take Wireshark. Like I'll go with 1 minute,
Okay.
because I'll go with understanding of something like you can take some defender tools, like I'll go with some EDR. So like I'll go with IPS not, so that you can identify. I'll tell you how to identify in your various defender technologies, right? So the main part will go with SIEM tools, and your for the networking and all, will go with sys internals tools. Yes sir, already I said that, process explorer kind of stuff and all.
Okay, understood. And
Yeah.
for network hunting, also you will
uh,
be using SIEM.
oh yeah, flows and all, right?
Correct.
Yeah,
So
flows
QRadar
and
already has a flow.
flow collector, it can work.
Okay.
But you will see, there is something that there are I'll take a S flow, that is I'll consider to be a what I can say, wait, okay. There is something like I'll more of interest towards the packet analysis, okay? Because when you see the flow there, right? So you will find the same continuous things over there also, right? So I'll take a flow, sometime pcap files, and I'll show you the suspicious process over there, which will give you a
Fine.
process of approach. Because if I take any packet flow, the same is remains something like if I take S flow or J flow kind of stuff, right? It is remains same like your you can take something like it remains same. So I'll take a flow, a pcap, and we'll discuss about that. Okay?
Fine, Vishnu.
Yeah. So any other queries, guys? So join the sessions. These are very you can consider to be very straightforward, and we are going with all use cases models only, not like only theory. Or I'm not going to show something like any PowerPoint presentation kind of stuff. First of all, it's not like a common organization where people with go for some organization stuff kind of stuff. Here it is not like, okay. We'll discuss about some sigma rules, Ciara. There are some identification, because when we go identify about IOC editor, right? We'll talk about FireEye, IOC editor, iBox, and open IOC. These are some, and MISP, I forget to tell. This is a one tool which we are going to implement, and we'll talk about MITRE framework kind of stuff. These are for towards your identification of your TTPs. Okay. So we'll go towards how to identify your iOS, IOPs, and your MISP, how to set up your MISP. We'll set up in a lab environment, we'll set up MISP, right? All those things will be there in the threat hunting. Okay, right. Any other queries, guys? Okay, guys, it's a very tremendous session with you guys. Thank you so much for the session, being a part of this particular session and all right. So it's a great session with you people. Join this particular session. It will be you can enjoy the sessions like it is very beautiful, and I'm looking forward and eager to start up with this particular session. Right. Thank you so much, guys. That's all for the day. Good night. Bye bye.
Hello, Vishnu.